Do you want to hear the story that got my grandma kicked out of my family? Unfortunately, the story involves me. Okay, so I am 12 in this story, and we are not talking about my Nana. My Nana that was from the UK was my absolute world. Those grandparents were my life. We are talking about my mom's mom. We called her Nanny. Nanny did not want kids, shocker, told my mom that all the time, and my mom passed that down to me. So didn't really see her growing up until my little brother was born. When he was born, she was apparently super excited. She always wanted a boy, only got my mom, and she was really, really excited to have a grandson. So once he was born, we visited every single summer. So the older I get, the more obvious it becomes to me and like everyone else that she really, really hates me. So my mom basically was like, it's gonna be pretty easy for me to cut you off, but if you want to see your grandson, who you love so much, you need to be nicer to Scarlett. So Nanny had a motorhome. I honestly don't know the difference between a motorhome and an RV. I think a motorhome is just smaller. So picture like a small RV. As a kid, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Anytime we got to drive in the motorhome, I was like so excited. So Nanny knows that I love the motorhome, and Nanny says, I'm gonna take Scarlett on a trip, just her and I. We are going to bond. It's going to be great. So she decides for April vacation while I'm in middle school, she's going to pick me up in the motorhome in Massachusetts, and we are going to drive all the way to Miami, Florida. I think it was supposed to be like a 4-day journey. I'm excited. I'm thinking that I'm going to finally get to bond with this lady who has been so mean to me forever. She pulls up. We're all saying our goodbyes. I'm like loading up my stuff into the motorhome. I'm thrilled. As soon as we start pulling away, she says, all right, little bitch, here's how it's gonna go. She's like, this is my bunk. That's your bed. I don't want to hear back talk. I don't want sarcasm. You are seen, not heard while I'm driving. I pick the music, like all these little kind of my house, my rules vibe. My mom's parents are divorced, shocker. And she has been a single lady forever. Like she never remarried, but she's always dating someone. Like Nanny always has a date. Basically, she was like, we are gonna be making several stops. Like each state that we cross, I have a date. And you're just gonna hang out in the motorhome. I'm like, oh, okay. Kind of thought we were gonna spend time together, but whatever. She says, I don't believe in banks. So don't go rummaging around in the motorhome because there's stacks of cash. She then says I am not to touch her bunk whatsoever because in the mattress, she has stacks of cash, like they are scattered around the motorhome anyway, but also a pew-pew because the world is dangerous and being a woman in the world is really scary. And so she has a pew-pew. But I really want to go to Miami and I want my grandmother to like me. So I'm just kind of like, okay. And every time she's speaking to me, she's calling me little bitch. And before you're like, why aren't you texting home? Like, why didn't you turn the motorhome around? You have to remember what I would be coming home to. Like, it wasn't much better at home. And in my 12-year-old head, at least this trip, it's not that different to home, but I'm ending up in Florida. Like, that was exciting. So one of our first nights, she has a dinner date. And she's gone. And I'm looking through the cupboards because I'm like, what am I going to have for dinner? I'm just alone in this motorhome parked God knows where. She comes home and she freaks out. She's like, did you use the bathroom? And I'm sure like I had peed while she was gone. She was gone for like several hours on this dinner date. She says, we don't use the motorhome bathroom. Then you have to empty the tank. It's a whole thing. Anytime you have to use the bathroom, tell me and we'll just pull into a gas station. So I'm like, oh, okay, all the time? Like, that's kind of scary. I've never, like, peed at a gas station before. She says, yes, little bitch, every time. So just keep that one in mind, okay? We're traveling for the next couple of days. It's a weird couple of days, but it's okay. We are slowly approaching Florida. We start, like, pulling over to different beaches on the way there. The weather's nice. She's working on her tan. She's got a little mirror set up. We get to one of the beaches. I ask for some sunscreen because I'm the color of a napkin. And she says, don't be a little bitch. We don't need sunscreen. I for sure do. So Of course, I end up with horrifying burns all over my body. I don't know the degree of what it was, but there were blistering and bubbles. It was awful. She goes on and on about how dramatic I am and my skin is just as dramatic as me and blah, 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 little bitch, little bitch. So my poor little burned body can barely sleep because of all of the blisters, and every time I would move, it would like get stuck to blankets. It was bad. I'm crying, I'm complaining, then it's like obviously really upsetting Nanny because she already thinks I'm a little bitch and now I'm being a little bitch about it. She was furious. And while I'm awake and drinking water and trying to like cool down, I say, I need to pee. Can I use the motorhome bathroom? Of course, she says no. She's like, I'll take us to a gas station. You'll pee in the gas station. I don't know what time it was, but it was late. Like we were sleeping. She was sleeping. So she pulls us around to some gas station and just says, okay, like, there you go. I'll wait for you here. So I am like, what? It's nighttime, it's dark, the bathroom's always around the gas station, so I have to go in on my own and ask the scary guy for the huge paddle key, and then, what? And she's like, you woke me up, don't be a little bitch, go. So I do it. I go into the gas station, and I'm all embarrassed because I'm covered in blisters, and I have to pee, and I ask for the key. He's like, yeah, it's around back. I'm walking in the dark, open the bathroom door, pee, come back out, motorhome's gone. Motorhome's gone. Nanny's gone. Now, did I have a cell phone? Yeah, I owned one. It was a Nokia little brick thing. Kind of looked like a chocolate. Anyway, that is conveniently in the motorhome because I didn't think to bring my Nokia to the bathroom at the gas station. Should've, didn't. So I'm immediately hysterical. Screaming, crying, thinking it's a little prank, realizing it's not a prank. Where's Nanny? I go walking back into the little gas station convenience store, and I'm like, did you see a motorhome? It pulled away. He has no idea what I'm talking about. I ask the gas station guy, can I use the landline? And I call my house, and I'm like, Mom, Nanny did this, and she's only calling me little bitch, and I asked for sunscreen, and I'm covered in burns, and she left me at this gas station. I'm like going off. So my mom is like, what the actual F? Like, no one can do that to my kid except me. So she's like, I'm gonna get off the phone so I can call her so that she can come pick you up because there was no other way to get her back to me. So my mom calls the gas station back. She's like, the trip's canceled. Your grandma's gonna pick you up and drive you straight to the Miami airport. You're coming home. And I'm like, okay, thank you. The state of Nanny when she pulled up, I swear I could see smoke coming out of her ears. She was so upset. You little bitch, I went on one very quick date. What's a couple hours on your own at 12? Granted, I'm like in my pajamas at a gas station thinking that she's waiting for me. It's not like she dropped me off at the mall. But yeah, I guess she got some kind of booty call that she decided to message while I went into the gas station on my own and just thought that I would be fine. So it was a very quiet drive to the Miami airport. Don't know how far away we were, but she dropped me off straight there. I had never been through an airport on my own before, so I asked if she would walk me to security. She's like, yeah, fine, whatever, okay. So we are just kind of looking straight ahead, not acknowledging each other. I'm exhausted. She's pissed. And by the time I get to security, I realized that she had turned around at some point. She was not there anymore. And we never spoke again. We are going to finish out the Nanny story. People were asking, have I heard from her since? Did I hear from her ever again? Not directly. So I was 12 in the motorhome story. We're gonna skip some years and now we're in college. Okay, so as far as grandparents that I had at the time, Nana, my UK grandmother, who I loved, different to Nanny. It's confusing because they had very similar names. Nana had passed away. She passed away before I turned 16. Nanny excommunicated from the family. We don't talk to her, acknowledge her. So I don't consider her at all. We have my mom's dad, Fred, who was lovely, like just kind of a grumpy old man, but totally fine. And then my UK grandpa, who was just the best. My British grandparents were my world. This story involves Fred, who Nanny married. So Fred never remarried. I'm sure he was traumatized. He was kind of a recluse, and his emergency contact remained Nanny. So Grandpa Fred and Nanny at the time both lived in Colorado. Not together, but like they were both in Colorado. I had weekly little catch-up phone calls with Grandpa Fred while I was in college, and on one of those weeks he missed a phone call. So didn't have family to call to see what happened to Grandpa Fred because it was just Nanny. And I know that Grandpa Fred was in the military, so if he had a medical emergency, he would probably go to a military hospital. I'm calling all the military hospitals in Colorado, and I finally get a hold of the one that's like, we have him. And they told me that he had this medical emergency and things are not looking good, and if we're not based in the state, we should come out. So we come to Colorado. So originally it was just gonna be me. I had my own little money from working in college, and I booked a flight to Denver. I told my mom the situation. She hadn't spoken to her dad in I don't even know how many years, and so she originally didn't want to come. And I was going either way, but I told her I think it would be really important for you to say your goodbyes to your dad, and so she comes, we make a little trip of it. I get to the hospital, and in his room there's a whiteboard of like his care team, and at the top it had, you know, like family contact, and it was blank. So I put in my number and my mom's number because we were there to visit him and we were family. So we see him the first day. It's obviously super emotional, and there's this reunion between him and my mom. I'm crying. We're all just like wishing him well. It was super emotional. And then we leave the hospital. We go back to his place to spend the night. We go back to the hospital the next morning, and we go into his room, and the first thing I see is that my name has been wiped off of the whiteboard. My number, everything, totally erased. So I pull one of the nurses aside, and I'm like, hey, my contact information has been erased. Like, what's that about? Like, I'm here, my mom's here, like, we're direct family, what's going on? And she says, oh, well, his emergency contact came and said that you're not family. So Nanny had come to the hospital because this is when we figured out he's got her listed as his emergency contact. She showed up to the hospital and erased our name off the whiteboard, knowing that we were there. So we tell the nurses, you know, this is his next of kin, I'm the granddaughter, our names should be up there, like, we're gonna keep visiting, please put our contact info back up. We get that all cleared up, and then we go back to his house to spend the night. And picture like an old grandpa's house. Like, there's photos of us everywhere. There's pictures of me, there's pictures of my mom, there's pictures of all of us, me growing up, my little brother. Like, it's a grandpa's house. There's photos everywhere. When we get to his house, I think, oh, a picture's fallen down. So I go and pick it up. It's like a picture of me as a kid. I'm like, oh, look adorable, whatever. No, every single picture that had me and or my mom were turned face down throughout his entire apartment. Not all of his photos, just the ones that had me and my mom, or just me. So that was terrifying. Clearly she had a spare key to his house, and, you know, it was like a just in case kind of thing, and just wanted to cause some mischief. Yeah, we left Colorado, we said our goodbyes. Grandpa Fred passed away a few days later, and when we reached out to try and get his funeral arrangement information, she like shut it down. She was his emergency contact, and like, we don't even know where Fred is buried to this day. So that's kind of the last we heard from Nanny, except when she was turning down all the pictures in Fred's house of me, one of those pictures must have been related to me, like either getting into college or me standing in front of my school, something, because she found out what college I was going to, and I don't know how many letters she sent, but I know that she sent several letters to my school saying that I should be kicked out of school for stealing her last name. Because my last name is hyphenated, because my parents weren't married when I was born. And so I got pulled into the office like multiple times, and the woman was so nice who worked at my school, and she was like, before we even get into this, mental illness runs in my family too. but this woman has been writing us and we just wanted to let you know. Yeah. Also, I went to music school and the woman in the office was like, if you wanted your name to be Xylophone, that would be fine. This is your legal name. But even if it wasn't, like, you can have a stage name here. We just want to alert you that this crazy lady has been writing the school for quite a while. And that led me on a deep dive to then like find her Facebook, because she's old. Of course she's on Facebook. Of course it was public. Like, she didn't know how to like make it private. Every day or every week, I can't remember, but her only Facebook status for years was Scarlett is not my granddaughter. Every week. For the people that are like, out her, give us her name, she's still alive and she's crazy. Like, Nanny is nutso. I don't want to summon that kind of energy. Every day for God knows how long, and she's like, Scarlett is not my granddaughter. She wasn't texting, but like, probably. Yeah.
Let's do a story time, and typically this is not what our content is about, but I want to just start by saying if there's one video that you watch of ours, please let it be this one. We have a lot of moms and daughters and young girls following us, and if I don't share this story, then I'm not doing right by any of you. And to be honest, I really haven't even had time to digest any of this, but when I say my daughter was this close to being part of what I feel like was human trafficking, I can't even describe to you the feeling that I feel as a mom, because it happened right in front of my eyes. And you hear about these stories all the time, and it's like they sound like just like horror, like true crime, just like stories that you would never ever think could happen to you. So last night we were actually in Indiana because we were visiting my family for the weekend for my birthday trip. It was our last night, and we decided to go to Nordstrom Rack. And this is the Nordstrom Rack. If you live in Indiana, it's the one on Keystone. And it was closing time. It was like around 7 o'clock. They were closing at 9. We decided to just stop and do last minute shopping before we leave for our trip. Allie had my 4-year-old in the grocery cart, and then my 6-year-old was walking with her. I was doing some shopping within like 3 to 5 feet of her, and my husband was doing shopping in the men's section. So Ellie was with me in the women's section. I'd already like finished our shopping, so we were just kind of waiting on my husband to finish. I see this man walking by her. He doesn't realize that I'm her mom and that I'm with her. He's talking on his phone, and I'm watching him follow her. I'm watching. I'm not saying anything. I'm not talking to her because I want to see what he is doing. He looks to be an Indian man. He's talking on his cell phone. I'm going to post a picture of his face because it's going to show up on my platform, and I hope that you guys continue to share his face until we find out who he is. So he's on his phone, he's following my daughter, he's following my kids around, and I hear his conversation on the phone, and he says, how long until you can get here? And in that moment, I literally coaches my body. In that moment, I knew he was up to no good. My intuition kept true, and I kept listening. And again, he's eye contacting her, and they're really close to me, but he's still watching her. And he's on the phone, how long until you can get here? He says, do you want me to FaceTime you? And he says, hurry, hurry. He walks right past me, and I'm watching his every move. He gets on the phone with somebody. He's FaceTiming. He's holding his phone like this. Ellie's right over here getting into the like checkout line, and he comes up right in front of me, and when he goes to her, I can see his phone. He is FaceTiming, and he is following her, and he is showing the person on FaceTime her and my other 2 small children. In that moment, the mother bear inside me, when I tell you, I went up to him directly, and I spoke as loud as I could because I wanted everyone in that store to hear me. Again, my husband was on the other side of the store. I wanted the workers, anyone around me, there was another little family with a small child, to know he was up to no good. And I went up to him directly, and I said, you better put your phone away. You better stop following my children around, and you better leave this store. He says to me, it's my mom, it's my mom. I said, it's not your mom. Stop following my children around. You've been following my children around this entire store. I know what you're doing, and you better leave the store immediately. Just to validate my mom intuition, he was actually at the store the same exact time the night before the closing shift, we're gonna call it, and he was there the same exact time. Did not buy one thing, either of the nights. It was like his face was like a little child getting caught for stealing something. These men that do this and prey on young women and children are weak. They are weak. So when I was direct with him and called him out, his eyes, you could just see it, like he was caught. And he just kind of put his face down, and he was in dress clothes. He had like a green shirt on. You would never, he almost looked just like a smart, like IT guy, like really smart, and like, he looked like a businessman. He looked like a businessman, you guys. So as he walks away, he gives me like one more turnaround. He turns around one more time, because again, he was like really close to the exit because we were by the checkout line. He looks at me one more time, and I get close to him, and I have my phone out. It's not recording, but I'm gonna make him feel like it. And I get into his face, and I said, do you want me to record you? Do you want me to follow you around like you've been doing my children all night? And then at that moment, he put his head down and he ran out that door. I immediately went and got my husband. They had security in the store. I told him I want to make a police report. He checked the footage. He said, this guy looks suspicious. Yes, I agree. You should make a police report. My husband calls the police to the store. I make a police report because I'm not going to let this guy get away with it. So if you live in Indiana or the surrounding area, anywhere, as a mom with young children, these men are preying on you. It is real. It does happen. The fact that it happened right in front of my eyes and I watched the entire thing go down, there's definitely more to this story. I could keep going on, because when we left the store and I made the police report, there's a white like Dodge Ram very back. What I believe was the guy he was on the phone with coming to pick up my daughter or my children. And that same guy went into the store right after, like during my police report, as I'm standing outside, he goes into the store. He stays at that store until closing time. I will do a part 2 because I want to share with you what I found, where this guy was going. It's very disturbing. It's very real. And it's everything that you hear and see in these crazy human trafficking stories. It's absolutely terrifying. So I'm definitely going to share that with you. And I will say, when I made my police report, the police officer did not take me seriously. He made me feel like it was just another thing. Since he didn't do anything criminally wrong, there's really not much he can do. He said it's what he calls a 1096. When I asked what a 1096 is, he said basically it's people with a mental disorder, and that this is kind of normal. I knew as a mom this guy was not having a mental disorder. It was not a mental breakdown. He fully knew what he was doing. He went in with the full intention of finding a girl or children, and his intentions were not good. I cannot tell you 100% what his intentions were, but I can tell you from what I've heard and my mom intuition, and I'm telling you, it was to take my child, my daughter, or my little boys with her. My biggest ask to you guys is that you hear the story, you listen to the story, you take this seriously, and whether it's Target or Walmart or anywhere you go with your children, just in general, it's so easy to be distracted. And I am a true crime mom junkie. Talk to Ellie, she will tell you, like my mom will tell me every scenario, will give me ways to get out of situations. Like I'm constantly like reminding her that this stuff happens. And so I just want you guys to be very aware, especially young girls. Ellie goes to the mall, you guys go to the mall, she's 15, it's very normal to go shopping. You guys are driving now. Your mom will tell you this. If you don't listen to her, please listen to me. Please listen to me. Because Ellie, of all girls who I've been teaching her entire life of this situation, she was very unaware of what was happening. She even told me the scariest part is that you're right, Mom. He got so close to me once in the store that he actually bumped into me. And she was so unaware of the situation, you guys.
I used to only do story times on my main page, but I feel like I'm going to only start doing story times on this page now because my main page is too professional. I'm trying to keep it cute on there. Nonetheless, since you guys are eating up my story time about me getting caught cheating, let me tell you guys about another time I got caught cheating. So this was in high school, a whole different guy, different relationship. The relationship was mad toxic. One thing about me, yeah, I'm going to keep a man, but I'm going to get cheated on too. But Maddie knew who she was from a very young age. She gonna cheat the fuck back. So because this boy was such a crash out, you know, I used to love a YN back then. His mama shipped his ass off to Richmond, Virginia. I'll never forget Richmond, Virginia. I was so happy that Richmond, Virginia existed and he had an aunt up there that I wanted to take his ass in. I was so tired of him. I want to see other niggas. So when he moved up there, I got in another relationship, basically. I was basically dealing with some other guy. You know, he knew I had a boyfriend. And, you know, one thing about men, they gonna help you cheat on a nigga. Like, they gonna help you. And if he love you enough, he gonna help you. And then when you ready to leave that man, he gonna be right there too. And then he gonna cheat on you as soon as you get with him. So bitch, don't get with the nigga who help you cheat on the nigga. Nonetheless, I used to do crazy shit like hacking to this nigga Snapchat and hacking to all his stuff. And, you know, basically that's what I did. While living in Virginia, he goes to this party after school or whatever. Mind you, none of his friends in Virginia wanted to follow me back. He had them friends from before. I guess he moved back because he was born there or something like that. We ain't finna get into the nigga family tree. So them niggas was ride or die. when they came to cheating on their bitches, because when they fired at his ass, where was you? Oh, okay. When they shot him, where was... Oh, okay. So one day I got his password, right? I can't remember how I got the password. Just know I used to do some crazy ass shit. And I waited until the perfect night that I would need that password to see what the fuck he was doing. So I would have access to all them close friends, all them texts. I don't know why I need access to all that stuff, because I wasn't going to leave anyway. So that night, he stopped texting. I'm like, oh, shit. Somebody fucking my nigga. I log into his Snap. And when I get in the Snap, immediately what I did was add myself to his close friends. Because I'm like, he probably drunk. He not going to be paying attention. Like, he going to log me out. I know Snapchat is going to log him out. And he used Snap. He going to log me out immediately. What I say, 5 minutes later, he come logging me out. Honestly, if I really want to leave the nigga, I only need 30 seconds. The first conversation was him and the bitch talking. He texted my phone like, what are you doing, cuz? I got 2-step verification on, nigga. It's showing me that it's Connecticut. Who the fuck in Connecticut will be hacking my shit? I'm like, gaslighting him. It's them other bitches you was cheating on me when you was here, nigga. You just moved there 4 months ago. All of a sudden now you don't know nobody in Connecticut, please. It was me. 100% it was me. He blocks me. He blocks me. Then him not knowing that I'm in his close friends now. His friend tags him in a video of him carrying a bitch out the party on his back. So 16-year-old me is distraught because number one, I'm big. So you don't even do all of that with me for you to be doing with other bitches. Like, hold on. And then we got into an argument and then he called me out and they talk about something. You just mad I can't do that with you, bro. I said, okay. I'm finna fuck on you. I'm sorry. Like, nigga, I'm finna find me a nigga who do. So I started talking to this older nigga. He was a gym rat. He was always in the gym. He used to have me doing mad different shit. Like, I remember he had me meeting his mom and he was embarrassed that I was 16. Well, I was 17 then. And he was like, oh, tell her that you in college. And I was pretending I was in law school. It was a lot going on, bro. Like, I'm telling y'all, I used to just be doing shit. Eventually, he ended up getting obsessed with me and started going a little bit insane. Like, I would catch that he would try to do shit like leave something in my room so that my nigga seen it. And I'm like, wait, why are you leaving your drawers here? Like, hold on, my man don't wear a medium. He wear a small. You trying to get me beat up? Like, what's that about? So I started going through 2 toxic relationships. I'm like, what the fuck? One day, I'm on the phone with my boyfriend, and I'm literally telling him, yeah, I think I'm going to get on birth control and blah, blah, blah. And he's such a pro cheater that his ass immediately clocked my shit. He like, why the fuck would you need birth control if I'm not even in the city? Like, you ain't even supposed to be fucking. Like, what the fuck you mean you need birth control? Y'all know I'm quick to lie. I said, what do you mean, nigga? I got PCOS. Respect my womanhood. Damn, I'm trying to balance my hormones here. Had him apologizing and shit. He was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, watch your mouth. But I feel like in the back of his mind, he always knew. This bitch lying. Because COVID hits. But his ass in Virginia. So I shouldn't have nothing to worry about, right? I leave my side boo house. I go home. I'm on the phone with my best friends. We on the phone, clueless as hell to a pandemic. We over here like, damn, we get a week off school, period. As I said, period. I get a text from this nigga like, I'm on the way back to Connecticut right now. You got 8 hours to figure out what lies you finna come up with because I know you've been fucking cheating on me. I immediately had to do. If you know, you know. As soon as you get caught doing something or you in trouble or some shit, you gotta immediately shit. I immediately had to do. I'm on the toilet with my friends deleting so much shit on my phone. I block my side nigga. I'm like, fuck it. Let's do it. You know, if I gotta do this, I gotta go out with a bang. Like, my mama wasn't home. She was working out in New York. He came over. At first, I'm thinking, oh, everything cool. We was just chilling. We was talking, you know, boom, boom, boom. I'm asleep. Bah! Who the fuck is side nigga? All right. So I hit that nigga back. Because matter of fact, what we talk about? Like, what we talk? Man, when I say we turned that room from top to bottom, I was in there fighting that nigga with everything I had. I fought him with everything I had and I lost. But hey, I tore his ass up like it was him who was cheating. Because bitch, it was him who was cheating, basically. It wasn't even my fault that I got caught. My friend texted me saying, did you tell her boyfriend at the time about my side nigga? Because we was all like close in the friend group. That was the only text there and he did all that. I promise to God I never admitted it. I lied and I lied and I lied. And then when I became famous on social media, this is why my story times are so iconic. When I became popular on social media, I posted a story time. And in the story time, I dedicated a part to him. I said, hey, I know you're going to be watching this, boo. I'm confirming that I did cheat on your ass. I know I drove you insane. You could never prove it. This is why I confirmed it on that motherfucking video. It was something about driving this nigga so insane after he did me wrong for no reason. And yes, I got my get back, but it will never equate to the shit you did to me. The story time went so viral. I remember at this point I was already in the next relationship, so I couldn't really tell y'all his reaction. But he texted me. He told me he would. He talking about he finna come to my house. He finna hurt me, all types of stuff. I said, look, before you come to my house, hey, get fly. Take some fire bomb ass pictures, okay? He talk about for what, bitch, for what? I said, oh, because you gonna need some pictures for your obituary. He ain't come. Yeah, you knew. I ain't go down without a fight. And don't ask me why I didn't leave, bro. I tried so many times. He used to be like, no. I remember I tried. He popped my tires. I was like, what the fuck? I was 17. That's why I hated him. Like, I hated him.